These people can no longer take it. These people can no longer keep it. These people have to say it out loud. See, the honest truth is, a lot of people think that white fatigue is actually not real. It's actually not something that is visible. Even when people see that we pull out content here every single day, showing you guys exactly what these people actually have to say. In today's video, you're not only going to see the realness, you're also going to see how these people practically are drained out in this thing called white fatigue. And these people can no longer keep quiet, but they have to say the quiet thing out loud. I'm excited. Someone say hallelujah in the comment section. First, hi guys, welcome back again to the channel. My name is Sonia. If this is the first time you're tuning in, do well to subscribe, like this video, drop your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, this is just for educational purposes. I stand a chance to be corrected, so feel free to correct me in the comment section. With that being said, let's dive right into this video. Let me reveal to you guys that same thing that you have been doubting, that it is no longer a doubt, that this thing is now reality. Let's get right into it, guys. I'll be back with commentaries.
I want to address my anger on social media recently and why I feel like nothing matters and why I don't care about how I talk to people, how literally I feel right now in this moment, nothing matters. And if you care to understand what's in my head and why I'm acting this way before you start calling me crazy and unhinged, I'll explain. White guilt. I first experienced white guilt when I was in middle school watching The Color Purple with my classmates. And I realize now that going to school in Teaneck, New Jersey was such a unique experience for white people in this country because of its rich diversity, ethnically, racially, and really in terms of money. I mean, we had $1 million homes, and then we also had project housing. So yeah, Teaneck was a really good microcosm for the world. And I realized how unique that experience was. I further went on to college to go to school in an all-black dorm. And I also realized that experience is very unique for white men in this country. And with all that lived experience as a white person, I still had racist thoughts without knowing it, because they were not KKK thoughts. They were more like assumptions, judgments. I considered myself a good person, but I did not do the deconstruction of white supremacy to understand that things that I was thinking is due to the systems around me. So when BLM happened, I took anti-racism very, very seriously. I literally took an online Zoom class for 6 weeks with tons of reading. And my anger comes from white guilt today in 2024, that white people still choose ignorance, still choose racism. And the reason why I said it's not Democrat, not Republican, and wait, before you guys go nuts, wait, racism is not exclusive to only Republicans. They are just outward about it. They are just, yeah. But the Democrats, we are racist too. We just dress it up better. Case in point, there was a white Democrat who calls herself a feminist, and in her comments to one of my recent posts, she said something to the effect of, racism isn't even going to be a problem anymore because white people aren't reproducing and we will be done by 2040. That's what she wrote on my page. Not one of you called her out for that, by the way. You were agreeing with her because I happened to say something about Trump, and so everyone was attacking me. What she said was racist, and that's my point. Donald Trump exists because white people allow racism to exist. If you are a white person and you've done anti-racist work, whoop, whoop, all right? I want to see all my white people who have done anti-racist work drop a hands up, drop a fist up in the comments if you've done anti-racist work. you are going to see it's a minority of white people. It's a very small portion of white people that do this work. And so my point to you is that racism is not exclusive to political party lines. And it is our white people's collective racist energies that contribute to the existence of people like Donald Trump. White people should have stopped him dead in his tracks in the 80s when he took out that full-page ad against the Central Park Five. But instead, white people drank the Kool-Aid, and we persecuted 5 innocent black boys for no good reason, other than they were black. So when I talk about the ills of our society, I'm talking about this. And no Democrat or Republican is going to fix what I now see as the true ills of society. The fact that racism even exists in 2024 is just beyond me. So I get mad and I get angry. And it has turned me to being an extreme radical leftist. I only want black radical leadership. I want black radical leadership. I want Malcolm X for president. That is how I feel. And if you want to call me crazy, if you want to say I'm unhinged, I don't care. Because the work that needs to be done on planet Earth is the reckoning within our hearts and minds for how we go about thinking about each other, treating each other, hating each other for just because of identity, sheerly because of what you are on the exterior.
I can't say that I spend a lot of time hanging around racist white people, but I will say this. They will always find a way to make themselves out to be the victim. I had this one coworker in the past, let's just say her name was Barbara, okay? Barbara's this middle-aged white woman who has some racist views. One day, we've got a new girl, she's serving a table, it's full of like 8 bitchy Karens who are doing way too much. Basically, they just want to get their food for free, so they're sending everything back after they've already eaten half of it and saying like, oh, this was terrible, I didn't like this, I didn't like that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I felt so bad for the new girl because she's like on the verge of tears. Like, she is so flustered. These Karens are being so rude, so mean, for no reason. Well, they would just want to get their food for free. I said something like, man, I hope that new girl doesn't think this is what all of our customers are like, because they are not like that. Usually they're really nice, and this is like a one-off situation, and this is like her 3rd day at work, and she's having to deal with this. I feel so bad. Barbara looks at me and goes, well, you know why that is. And I'm over here like, no, what? And she goes, it's because they're black. Immediately I shut it down, and I'm like, this has absolutely nothing to do with race. That is wildly inappropriate to say. Like, I can't even tell you how many white tables I've had that have acted exactly like that and worse. I said, maybe it's because they're bitchy Karens who want their food for free, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they're black. So I felt like I set the record straight. I felt like we had an understanding, right? Anyway, Barbara goes home earlier than the rest of us. She took that opportunity to go and run and tell HR that I was discriminating against her as a Wisconsinite. Now, let me tell you what really happened. Barbara thought I was going to go to HR and tell on her for being racist. So she thought, let me go to HR first and report Axel first, because then whenever Axel reports me for being racist, it's going to seem like he's just making it up. And he's just mad that I reported him. So now he's making up a bunch of bullshit. And it's just retaliation. Very sneaky, very sneaky. Oh, the racist whites will always do that, won't they? They will always try to turn themselves into the victim. I ended up getting suspended for a week without pay, okay? And I lived paycheck to paycheck at the time. So that they could do an investigation into me and interview a bunch of coworkers and see if I was discriminatory against Wisconsinites. The most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever heard. All because Miss Barbara couldn't take accountability when she was caught in the act being racist. Don't worry, I ended up getting her back. She ended up quitting because she was like super embarrassed by the end of all of this. So anyway, we got her back. I'm not going to go into all of that, but we got her back and she learned her lesson, okay? I ended up really like laying into her. But anyway, just to my point, I was thinking about that today and I was like, man, the lengths that these racist white people will go to rationalize and excuse their racism, to justify their racism, and to avoid taking accountability whenever they get caught in the act.
One of the most insane things I've ever witnessed in my entire life, insane and sad and just ignorant, is to see white Christians embracing and even cheering the cruelty of Trump, particularly separating families and disappearing folks into this torture prison in El Salvador. And I say white Christians because I don't know any black Christians who are cheering right now. And maybe, just maybe, it's because, oh, black families were systematically separated by white Christians during slavery. Maybe it's because black individuals were tortured by white Christians during Jim Crow. And all Trump had to do was to replace black with Hispanic, and here we are, on board again with the same old song.
What's up? Let me tell you something today. Yesterday I talked about black fatigue. Today I'm going to talk about white fatigue. White liberal fatigue, that is. Not to all white people, just to the white liberal. Let me tell you, I am fatigued with y'all. I'm tired of y'all running around here telling people of color they got to feel oppressed and that they have no privilege. Y'all act like in 2025 we don't have the same privileges that everybody in America is supposed to have. See, the thing is, my mother, she was a high school graduate. My father didn't graduate at all. But me being her son graduated from college, summa cum laude. You know what I'm saying? And my sisters graduated from college. And then I have my nieces and nephews that have graduated from colleges. They are homeowners just like I am, just like my sisters and brothers are homeowners. They have privilege. You know what I'm saying? That's not a right, it's a privilege. And everybody in America should have that right, but they don't because of the system. That has nothing to do with our skin color, white liberal. White liberal, I'm tired of you with your little purple hair, with your bull nose ring, run around here telling black people about slavery and keep trying to remind us of slavery. Do you remember the Slavic people? They were white. They were slaves. Why y'all don't want to talk about that? Why y'all don't want to talk about that? Y'all always want to remind us of things that never happened to us and get us all in our emotions so y'all can benefit from it like DEI. Y'all said it. White liberal, y'all ain't gonna like me today because I don't like y'all any day. I can't stand y'all. Y'all are convinced black women to be a weapon against their black men and their black families because you loathe your white man. You can't stand your white man because you want to be so free because you want to be a man. Now, it's so funny to me that y'all hate men, but you want to be one. And you want to be treated like one, but you hate them. It's weird to me. And to the white liberal man, what's funny to me, y'all don't really like women, but you want to become one. Y'all cannot even differentiate between a man and a woman, but yet y'all want to tell me about a tariff? Y'all want to tell me that Trump is bad and the Republicans are bad and there was a party switch when we know that the Democrats have always been Democrats. Even when the filibuster was done, only one Democrat went to the Republican side. Y'all twist history to benefit y'all. White liberal, y'all the one that's convincing black women to get rid of their child because at one time y'all wanted to have children because y'all wanted to spit cotton because y'all felt that way. But now y'all want to get another class of people called immigrants, illegal immigrants, to come in and do the same thing that black people used to do. And the funny thing is, black folk, y'all sit up here advocating for it when it's actually doing you harm. Listen to the white liberal. It's been a problem for the black community. I'm not going to change it. Yes, black people have a part to play in that. But at the same time, y'all listen to these white liberals with the purple hair and the blue hair and the green hair, and y'all listen to them and telling us that we should be feeling oppressed and systemic racism and not realizing that they are the system. They are the Karens. They're the ones that are running around here and smile in your face. As soon as you do something they don't like, we'll call the police. It was a white liberal that went to the courts and told them to stop, parents are being able to discipline their kids. At one time, we said spankings, and we had a respect for authority in our parents. Now, children have no respect for their parents or authority, and we don't understand why children are losing their lives to the police. We don't understand that now. We don't understand why. And we don't understand that when they go to prison, that they get way worse than a spanking in prison. They get stuff put inside of them that shouldn't be inside of them, that don't want inside of them. White liberal, but you don't care about them because see, y'all making money off the prison system. White liberals, I'm tired of y'all acting like y'all ally when y'all are really the enemy. Not all white people, because there's some white people that was abolitionists. They wanted to stand with black people, wanted to make sure that black people and all people had the freedom and the rights that that was afforded. But the white liberals saying, no, you can't have these rights unless we have them. Jasmine Crockett say the only way the Democrats can actually have somebody to win is they put up a white liberal man. You know why? Because that's the mentality of the black person. Y'all don't even believe y'all have enough people in your party of color that can actually do the job. Because see, y'all rely on the white man. And look, I don't rely on Trump for nothing. Trump ain't my God, but he is a heck of a good president. You see these terrorist deals that he's worked out. You see the fact that the amount of gas coming down, eggs coming down, everything's coming down. See, the white liberal told us that, as a black man, I don't supposed to respect Trump or like Trump because Central Park 5. And remember, if you know history, it was all Democrats in New York that actually convicted them. White liberals, I loathe y'all. Y'all make me sick. And I'm going to tell you something. You need to go where the flames are. You're going anyway. I don't like y'all. Let that be known. So if I have any fatigue, yes, I have fatigue with black people, but white liberals, ooh, I definitely have fatigue with y'all. I can't stand y'all. It's ignorant sometimes on my black people part, but on y'all part, y'all are just wicked. And I said what I said, and this does not apply to all white people. If it don't apply, let it fly. If you get offended, then only a hit dog holler. And I said what I said. Peace.
Can I get a show of hands of all the white people that are so sick and tired of white people?
It's about honesty. It's about being genuine in said honesty. And we keep trying to tell y'all, all we want you to do is tell the truth about your feelings. Then we know how to handle you. Then you'd probably know how to conduct your lives. Because we would know whose agenda was which, and whose life is which, and who's acting accordingly to which.
I think at its core, I think white people put blame on black people for the position that they are in, and then believe that white people will lose something in order for black people to gain it. And that's what creates that resentment and difficult.
So yeah, if you're being honest with yourself, this is how you feel. You've always felt this way. Doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you feel what you feel. The problem is this, though. Pretending not to feel this way around your black friends when you actually do, because we smile through it, because we smile through systems put in place to benefit you, and we still make it work for us and you can't. That's what it's about. Jon Stewart put the hammer right to the nail, drove it through the floorboard with that statement. And it is okay. All we want y'all to do is to show us up front that you feel this way, and then we can conduct ourselves around you. And then there won't be no problem. We're still going to navigate the systems put in place by your forefathers to keep us down so you can rise. And if you don't have the wherewithal to work within the system created for you from cradle to grave to benefit, then therein lies your anger. And we see it. We see it. We do.
With all the whites upset about the Cracker Barrel change, I thought it would be a perfect time to share a story that lives rent-free in my head. So in 5th grade, I moved from small town Utah, a small white supremacy town called Hiram, all the way to Loganville. I went to Snellville, but my address was Loganville, Georgia. Okay. I had no idea that us whites were called crackers. No idea. And I finally got up the courage to ask, probably in 7th grade, 2007. I asked a qualified individual, one of my black friends, and she said, yeah, they call you crackers because your lips are as thin as saltines. And that will forever live rent-free in my head.
I ain't gonna lie, we gotta start doing something about these people. Y'all heard about the white boy that took the lives of 3 black people a couple days ago and there's no media coverage on it? Look at this, y'all. Man, this happened in Cincinnati, Ohio, bro. Apparently it was no motive at all. Just these people are sick, man. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna make an excuse calling this a mental illness for this dude too. I can't even say it's fatigue anymore, bro. It's just like a sickness, man. I don't know.
White people got ratchets too. White people got ratchets in their community too. They call them rednecks, hillbillies, trailer park trash. Them the ratchet white bitches I be talking about. You ever seen a ratchet white bitch fight another ratchet white bitch? You ever seen Karen Nisha fight Samantha Nisha? Yeah. Have you? I know y'all seen 16 and pregnant. I know y'all seen it. That's why all the ratchet white bitches in there. No, I'm sorry. That's where they begin. That's where they start off. Y'all think it's a black only problem? No. It's some ratchet white people out there. White people don't like other white people because of how they act. It's true. It's called merit. We go by merit. Y'all talk about black people having black fatigue. White people got white fatigue too. From the ratchet white bitches.
So y'all, let's talk about white people fatigue and why everybody's tired of white people. Even their own people are tired of white people. And you know how I know this? Because one black woman said, gingers are black people, and the whole ginger community has left the white people behind. I mean, every time you come on this app, it's a white woman complaining about her rights, that she voted to be taken away. There's a white man complaining that he can't say the N-word. They're complaining about trans, men and women. They're complaining about schools, vaccines. But yet, their children are passing away from measles and typhoid and tuberculosis. They're always playing the victim of how black people or other minorities are taking their jobs when they ain't got no jobs in the first place, when they never went to school, they never got educated, but you're mad that someone more educated got a job. Let's not even talk about the school pew-pewings, the child SA, the domestic violence. They just ignore and play the victim in their own downfall. White people are contributing to their own harm, and they're blaming black people when it's them. Listen, y'all, in my fake glasses, listen. White people fatigue is real. It is. And even white folk are tired of white people. We are tired of white people. Every person of color and black person and indigenous is tired of white people. We've had white people fatigue, baby, since the 1400s.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching all of that clips, and I hope you guys actually enjoy that particular clip. Now you can hear from their own end that even the palm colored people are tired of their own people. Now, because why? They've seen it that in as much as these people are trying to just rub one or two things on the people that look like me, you know, when I say that people that look like me, the people that have this melanated, popping skin, shining, glistening, and so on and so forth. So in as much as they are trying to like robots of what we don't even know, they are now finally come to the realization stage that at the end of the day, even them themselves are not even safe in their own environment. Like them themselves, they're not even seeing each other as a safe place. I really do not know why all of that is actually going through their head right now. But if you can check from this white guilt or white fatigue rant, you can see that a lot of them are coming out to air out why they feel like this guilt is inside of them. Just imagine someone watching The Color Purple from just the first clip that actually played, and at the end of the day, he now realized that a lot of things have actually gone wrong, a lot of things have actually gone bad. And if you've not actually seen that particular movie, The Color Purple, it is not a current movie. It is a movie that was shot long time ago. But that movie was one of the movies that explains a lot of things between the melanated, popping skin people and then the white folks, right? Anyways, let's keep that aside. These people are not coming to realize that they have really offended people that look like me. Apart from really offending people that look like me, they are coming to now realize that every single step that they are taking, it is looking more like people that look like me is like 100 times ahead or 10 times ahead or 50 times ahead or 1 million times ahead. And at the end of the day, they now started having self-reflection. And it is good for you to have this self-reflection so that you will know what you're actually doing, where you're going to, and what is your present state. I love the fact that a lot of them are not only finding out the hard way or the right way, but they're having this thing called self-reflection. And at the end of the day, this white fatigue, it is real. This white fatigue, it is proving that these people can literally see it with their own eyes without having to debate it with any single person. I've said it in most of my videos, even when a lot of them will come and debunk it and be like, we do not have white fatigue. Or if you say we have white fatigue, it simply means that black people as well have black fatigue and so on and so forth, blah, 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 east, west, north, and south. They still know the truth. That's one thing I know. That's one thing, and that these people still knows the truth. Even if they're trying to make it look like they don't know, they are pretending or they don't see it, they know the truth. And they can't run away from this guilt. This guilt has been inside of them. And until most of them are willing to air it out, they're willing to pour it out, this guilt will still be eating them up. And that is why right now you're seeing a lot of them coming out to air out this particular guilt, to make you see reasons with them why they are acting the way they are acting. I keep saying it, no matter what you ask, no matter what you go through, it doesn't justify the fact that you have been harsh to me, you have been bad to me, and that alone can actually make me see you in a very high distance, no matter how I'm trying to build a strong relationship with you. But it is good for us to see all of these videos or all of these people coming out to actually air out their honest opinion And in some points, I will not say I truly blame them for everything. A lot of their brought up has been corrupt. A lot of the things that they hear from their churches have also corrupted their mindset. A lot of their childhood mentality has actually been tampered with. So it is okay when you see them acting so weird. It is okay when you see them acting so ignorantly. But at the end of the day, just know that even if you're making peace, even if you're going to work as one, even if you're going to see each other as brothers and sisters, eat with a long spoon. I'll keep repeating it on all my videos. Anyways, but let me know what you think about this particular video, about all of these rants that you've been able to hear from each of the clip. What is your own honest opinion? I want to really know your take on this. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments. And lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And guys, this is just for educational purpose. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we use in our today's episode. And guys, with no further ado, I do add locally in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah. Stay tuned and come back for more. Yay!